Okay, next one. Let's do Bell Collective. Yeah. Okay, so Bell Collective, season 4, episode 1. Tamara's pregnant. Now, people were getting on Tamara in the trailer. I mean, when we saw the trailer, because they felt that Tamara was pressuring Damon to get married before she had a baby. I felt uh also that this seemed to be a hypocritical, and I even wrote in my notes. So wait, you're pregnant, you're happy, but you're not demanding marriage? Like, what did you wait this whole time for? With pressuring him to get married, and then you're up here trying to have a whole other apartment. Um, and you didn't want to move in. Technically, you compromise yourself to move in with no ring. Like how much more compromise? And then when she started talking about the five fibroids, which I forgot all about, so my apology. And she still got over 30 fibroids, which is going to force her to have a C-section. And so she did have to consider, like, look, I really don't have a long time to wait to get pregnant. And I think that's a legit concern if you really want to have a baby. So I'm happy for her, needless to say. Gucci and Letitia. Okay. So Gucci sits, they're shopping for some cowboy boots for this rodeo because Gucci is inviting everybody to a rodeo. And so she sits her down and she puts 10 on 20 about Letitia being about how Letitia was offending people with this whole 9 to 5 talk and the language. I will admit that I said it last time and I'll say it again. Letitia, the message was not wrong. The delivery needed work. Cursing as you're a featured speaker, I typically don't curse as a featured speaker, but if you're going to curse, then it has to be for effect, right? And it has to be not frequent. But I would lend to not cursing because you have to read the crowd. I didn't think that crowd was as receptive to this as it could have been, but I could be wrong. But cursing can bring a sense of relatability. So you really have to read the crowd, and it was her first time, and I think that not enough grace was given for that. Marie and Letitia, Marie and her business partner was talking about this lupus gala, and in walks in Letitia, and they're doing this whole assisted living property business venture together. And then Elise brings up, hey, look, I want you to check this out. Latrice called y'all co-workers. So Letitia feels away. So Gucci invited everyone to the rodeo. Okay, so Latrice's interview, this whole Bell Collector, they're co-workers, they're not friends, people's feelings are hurt, fine. Tamara and Latrice are out together. I don't see how people can't tell that that Tamara's pregnant. She looks pregnant. Latrice shares that she has fibroids. She has been this whole entire time. She hasn't been. Wait, let me pause. She said she's not wearing condoms. Yeah, but she has said in previous seasons, correct me if I'm wrong, you can put in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, right? Anyway, recall that she was on birth control. Like they had this whole fight in season 1 and season 2 about her being on birth control. So I'm confused. Because they even went to therapy. She's like, I really don't want to have a baby. She was on birth control. Anyway, it appears that she's not on birth control anymore. They're having sex twice a day. How is this possible? Anyway, and she hasn't gotten pregnant. She needs to get the surgery, and actually, she's probably going to have to consider alternative methods. So you really need to make sure that you really want to get pregnant, because if you have to get an, an embryo implanted, that's commitment. That's not an accident. Tamara, bless her heart, she means well. She said that she went on Congress to talk. Ma'am, you didn't go on Congress. You went to Congress to advocate for a bill. I really hate her confessional makeup. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but her confessional makeup is trash. Anyway, they're at the rodeo. Everyone's having fun. Blah. Letitia doesn't like Cliff, and she thinks that Cliff is a bad influence. Glenn wants Cliff to sit next to him. She doesn't like it. They end up going to the bar. Maria is sitting next to Latrice and Tamara. She doesn't speak to them. They end up shuffling around, so she ends up sitting next to Glenn. Glenn is like, look, I don't really like you with my wife because your relationship that you have with my wife, you're up here trying to have Marie, you're up here trying to have Letitia move out into a hotel, into an apartment. Like that's taken to a level to be away from her family. Man, sir, you been cheating. So I don't even understand what we're talking about here. Like, what are you talking about? I don't like it. So anyway, Letitia, so Gucci, and Akeisha were talking about Latrice. I did not like this. I bet she could hear you. But Akeisha's right. Why are they all up in, why is Cliff all up in your marriage giving Glenn all this advice when he has his own issues? Latrice and Letitia sit down. Letitia begins to kind of explain to Latrice that people were offended, the language was a problem, and I actually don't think that Letitia said anything that was hurtful, but I do think that Latrice interpreted that because she's married to a man who does nothing but cut her down. So any criticism of her and the setting, I'm sitting you across from me in my office. It feels hierarchical and it feels that we're not partners and friends. It feels like I'm bringing you in and to minimize your contribution. I think this should have been something that happened over tea. This could have been done on a couch. This could have been like, okay, cool. How are we going to brainstorm this? Because this is what you did right. This is what you did wrong. We need to improve the wrong. People were inspired by what you said. People also had a feeling away. They got the message. They didn't like how the message was. I think that Letitia could have coached this in a different way. But that's because Letitia also doesn't know what she's doing. but we shall see. Next episode. Bye.